Good evening, Final Fantasy Randomizer and welcome to 2021 Origin. My name is Jeff. I'm joined by John. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Your mic's a little muted.
Oh, sorry. Maybe I just had it in. Is it a little better now?
Oh, that's totally better. Awesome.
Okay. Yeah, I just had it down a little bit. Yeah, no, I'm doing great tonight. I'm looking forward to some fighter black belt action. Always an interesting party comp because it allows for a lot of decisions to kind of be made in the seed, and there's this back and forth about, oh, is this more fighter leaning? Is this more black belt leaning throughout the seed? So we're going to have to see how our two runners decide to cope with this. Now, this is the round of 64, which means drafts are mandatory. So, of course, we did have a drafted party here, both runners running the same thing. Pizza opened up the draft with a red mage, a classic first pick. Krelen, fighter, white mage, and then Pizza finished things off with the black belt. So we're seeing some contrasting styles here. Yeah, what do you think about this party comp, John?
So this is extremely interesting because we were just having a discussion in the FF1, like kind of the Duckling channel, if I recall, about this type of comp. I tend to enjoy a fighter black belt red mage black mage. However, the white mage gives you a little security. It's kind of like that, kind of like that soft blanket. You will always have access to all the healing, all the life, magic, etc. No matter where it lands. Red mage, you might not get all of the black magic. So I like it for safety. Now this party though, depending on what you find for grind tiles and what you find for boxes, because this is monster in a box, you might be opening a bunch to stock that fighter, or you might not be opening a lot because you're gunning for that black belt. That's the big what if with this party.
You know what? I really like the fact that you brought up the white mage, because yeah, this is often when like open selections, it's fighter, black belt, red, black. And that's actually because the second black caster tends to favor the fighter. The fighter usually wants 2 buffs round 1 rather than multiple invis cast. Although the more defensive strategy can work, but at this scaling, you generally want to be more offensive than defensive. So I think the white mage does tilt this party slightly in the going black belt route. But I mean, I think there's a few key things. Grind tile, weapon, ribbon. Those are the 3 main decision points that these runners are going to be running into. And then kind of related to grind tile is how quick the encounter is off the hard reset. That's going to determine whether or not they can grind the desert. So, ooh, nice level 1 exit, but that is red mage learnable.
Okay, decent sweepers, Ice 3 and Fire 2, and Bane.
Yeah, so Ice 3 and Fire 2 really give you decent coverage. Most things that resist ice will be weak to fire, and most things that are like resist fire will just take ice okay. And Ice 3, of course, the highest elemental damage spell. It can actually do more damage than Nuke if the enemy is weak to it. So Ice 3, a good pickup, but Lightning 3, kind of the jack of all trades of the elemental spells. It tends to be the safest to just cast on a whim, but overall, pretty good start. Chain +2, what do you think about that?
That is really nice. Really nice start for that fighter and the Ren Mage too. I mean, you get chain plus anything. It's kind of quickly overlooked. What that is saying right now is that black belt is a little bit he's a little unprotected. However,
Yep.
it was no glove +3. So I mean, you can grab a little bit for your for your white mage or for your other ones. Because this is round of 64, we also have, correct me if I'm wrong, is this beggar's choice when it comes to items?
Random beggar's choice. So we have between 0 and 5/10 and 0 and 20 heal pots.
So let's see here. So we had Krellen decided to stay back and grab what looks to be 1 or 2 packs down here by oh, okay. This is a reasonably good weapon. You get Flame Sword -1 out of the Northwest chest in TOF.
Yeah, so, we were talking about weapon as one of the key parts of the fighter. The Flame Sword -1 is not, like, the decision maker, but it's a good sword to make sure the fighter has some utility in the early game, and will make it a lot easier to deal with stuff like, Astos and things like that if we need to take it out early. Unfortunately for Pizza, getting double stun touched here, so his primary damage dealer goes down, but luckily, Chainmail making sure that red mage stays nice and healthy. Plus, it looks like it has to be a plus HP blessing.
Yeah. Same thing on that red mage. Okay, we get Canal out of the king and Bottle out of the princess. Canal definitely, good to have early on because you need it. It's nice to find it. Bottle early is not really that great because you can't really turn it in for a while until you at least get floater. What I did not see is I'm trying to figure out the Blursings. I don't think I spotted them, but based on the comp right now, we're seeing that red mage has some serious hit point boosting.
Yeah, I think the fighter might have some hit point boost. No, I guess Krelen just got like 3 levels, so maybe not. But yeah, the red mage definitely is plus HP. No magic on the fighter or black belt, so outside of that, we'll have to wait and see. So our tracker tonight, Nightmare Phoenix, may be filling us in depending on some information, but we'll get that information to you soon, especially if it's got some relevance. Ooh, nice pickup there in the dwarf box.
Oh, and a little obligatory hooray! That gold +3. Wow. Okay, and put it on the black belt. I would put it on the white mage, but I can do with the black belt.
I think the black belt's a good decision. Like the white mage, I understand where you're coming from, especially because it has exit as well. But you have like redundancy in your mages, versus the black belt. I think it's really important if you do want to go black belt to make sure it gets some early levels. Like having your black belt die every other fight is really expensive. Now this is a play I was actually going to talk about, which is Pizza going to Marsh before checking Elfland, and I think this is a very reasonable play with 2 things. That because he has 2 things going for him. He has Fire 2. And he has exit. Fire 2 plus exit equals Marsh. Basic arithmetic. So yeah.
And because of the way that these, that the seat is set up, you have those early tents. You have a couple. The lack of the heal pods is definitely a little concerning, but you bring up the exit. That is a quick. I can get in. I can grab something. I can jog out.
Yeah.
Sorry, not jog. I can zap out.
Yeah.
So. It's an aggressive play, but it definitely behooves when you have that immediate exit. Warp would kind of do the same thing, but it's definitely exit is the preferred.
Okay, so Ale, our alternate tracker tonight, I guess, coming in with no offense to Nightmare Phoenix. Nightmare Phoenix actually was just filling out all our spell lists, so fantastic job for him tonight. But Ale Markin coming in. So I was actually right. The fighter does have a plus HP blessing. The red mage has a really interesting combination of plus HP but minus HP growth. White mage, no pro ring, kind of a big deal. Black belt, plus 20 hit percentage, minus 10 vitality. Plus 20 hit percentage is a big deal.
Yeah, that's massive. Oh, just that alone, I would actually probably keep that black belt as my primary because that hit percentage is, as you mentioned, that is massive.
So now let's give some context on why this is important, because hit percentage. Woohoo! No. The reason hit percentage is so important is because hit percentage dictates when characters get extra hits. Now we've talked about this in past broadcasts, but if you're relatively new to Final Fantasy 1, hit percentages lead to weapon breakpoints. So every single certain multiple for a character, you're going to get additional hits. And the reason this is so important is because if you don't get additional hits, like basically every additional hit you do, going from 1 hit to 2 hits effectively doubles your damage, which is massive. And 2 to 3, is 50% increase, and then so on and so forth. So hit breakpoints are really, really important, far more so than any other game. And getting 1 level can sometimes mean, as I said, a 33% difference in damage. So for the black belt has very traditional hit breakpoints. I can't remember if it was 11 or 12, but 21, 32, 42 are what they traditionally are. However, with the plus 20% hit, I believe that minuses it by 5 or 6 levels. It's crazy how much stronger that is. That black belt's going to be getting the extra hit at like level 15 and then again at like 26 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. So there is a little bit of skipping around with Pizza. He's doing the deeper dive into Marsh. He didn't find too much of note on the top floors. He didn't obviously find our key items. He did happen to snag a silver +3 shield from a monster in the box, which is at this level actually a really decent defensive pickup for that fighter. looks like we got gold +3. No, we got probing +3s in the armor shop over at Elfland, and we have a key in the bottom of Marsh. And that's important. That is nice.
So here's a big one because
Ooh, we have dead people because of poison.
so
That is not good.
here's a big. I think Pizza's purposely using poison, yeah, because I think Pizza wants to check Northwest Castle grinds. Oh, never mind. Pizza just doesn't have Pizza just doesn't have pures, because otherwise you keep the black build up. But so Northwest Castle has spike tiles. So spike tiles are forced encounter tiles. The key thing about them is every single time you step on it, you get the exact same encounter. So it's a really good way to get quick levels. And Pizza now has 3 additional trap tiles that you don't usually have access to in the early game with that key, and Keylock Northwest Castle as well as Keylock Toph, the Temple of Fiends, the very first dungeon that they were in. So pretty big deal.
So one thing to note is that we have wolves rampaging around the wilderness with Mute, and you think Mute's not a big deal, but when you're early, you don't have really great weaponry, and you're still building levels. That takes away all your sweepers, and that's bad. So that's actually, something to keep an eye out for. Mute becomes a little less important later on when you have a really nice, really nice weapon on your fighter, or your black belt is obviously pounding a bunch of things with its fists. But early on, you need those sweepers, which, by the way, we have in Lit 3 at level 3 black. That is really nice to have. Plus Quad X.
Yeah, so
that's not a bad mix-up right there.
Lit 3, as kind of mentioned before, the jack of all trades sweeper. A lot of things are weak to it, very few things resistant, so you're going to be very happy to pick up Lit 3. Also Quad X. Quad X is Power Word Death for those of you who, because Final Fantasy 1 is definitely not a ripoff of D&D. If it doesn't resist death and it has less than 300 HP, it dies. If either of those conditions are not true, it lives. That's pretty much plain and simple. No dice rules involved, so yeah, so that's why those two are nice, and Quad X can actually lead to some really nice early grinds. Now, something that is unique to kind of this tournament is that we have tri-state trap tiles on, and that means that it could be A or B side. And now, those are jargon words, but essentially what that means is that we may have higher EXP but higher danger tiles on, or we may have lower EXP but more guaranteed and less variance in them. So that's going to be an interesting thing to find out soon. And we are joined by a raid from RPG Limit Break. Welcome, RPG Limit Break, to the Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament 2021. My name's Jad. I'm joined here in the booth by John, and you're watching a round of 64 broadcast between Krelen and Pizza. We got it off to a pretty quick start, got some nice sweepers, but these runners, one of them found the key in Marsh, Krelen found the ship in Crescent Lake, and we're trying to figure out what the plan is between this fighter and this black belt.
Ow. We have Peas with Thunder. That is not something good to have. Ooh, a Pro Ring +3 out of the Elfland Garden Shed with an Ice Armor -3. Not terrible to have this early. I mean, we want to see something replace that, but take it.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're getting like endgame type gear. No, this is an important decision by Pizza. So Pizza is deciding, I think, justifiably to go turn in the key and also probably check Northwest Castle locks before going to Crescent Lake. Now, Crescent Lake did have the ship, but if this leads to the floater, this could be a big time save. If it doesn't, Pizza's going to be walking, Canaria to Elfland, back to Canaria, back to Elfland, so it's going to be a lot of back and forth, whereas Krelen with the ship won't be doing quite as much.
Well, there's a little way to break up the walking. Finds the bridge in...
Bridge actually a really nice find. The bridge is going to allow Pizza to walk from Canaria, which is the starting town, to Provoca, which is the second town in the vanilla game. And that's going to let him not do that like back and forth. Instead, this is just going to be a simple clockwise loop.
Okay, so one spike tile Earth, and then we have another spike tile with Gerpies. I'm not quite completely learned up on A versus B. Do you know what side we're on, Jet?
I think multiple Earths is B-side with Gerpies, but I'll have to get a confirmation. Classic gamer. Albert. Hate.
That we
Don't-
always have the amazing people in chat.
Yeah, it's B-side. That's what I thought. I was like 90% sure it was B-side. I have like gut feelings, but I hate to say for sure because I definitely have not memorized that table. Ooh, wolves.
Wow, wolves are terrible. They have mute and bane. That is, yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, okay. We got multiple people confirming B-sides. Appreciate it. See, these are the encyclopedias of this game. I always appreciate it. Something that I think is cool about Final Fantasy Randomizer compared to a lot of other games is it's very, very heavy knowledge base. Unlike a lot of randomizers, it's more strategic. It's a little bit less tactical, although there's lots of single decisions, and it's very, very information heavy with minimal like technical execution. So definitely a little bit of a different feel. If you're interested in trying it out, we actually have our Duckling Bootcamp coming up tomorrow on RPG Limit Break at 9 p.m. So if you ever want to like try it out, now's the perfect time as we have a program designed specifically for you. I know you're going to be taking part in that coming up. Hey, John?
I am. I'm actually super excited. I've been doing some flag trials, and I've been trying out. I've been trying a few of the pod flags. I've been trying the Ro64. I was given a couple of modified flag sets to give it a shot. So I'm actually pretty stoked. So, yeah, it reeled me in really quickly. I mean, let's just say that the community is super fun to be a part of. A lot of support there across the entire. Oh, I think Pizza. Oh, is Pizza gonna kill off some counters? Oh.
Yeah. He's found a burn 2 cycle for a long run, which looks like it's on 3. It's either burn 2 or burn 3, but there's a pretty nice run on either the 3rd run or the 4th run, so that's going to be nice to pick up. But like Pizza lost a ton of time there. I felt like Pizza had a pretty solid exploration advantage, getting out of Canaria almost a minute ahead of Krelen, but Krelen went to Crescent Lake, picked up the ship, now has killed Bicky.
And got a tail.
Yeah, so Shumbabi asking, how do we have such route divergence? Pizza went to Marsh with Exit and Fire 2. Krellen skipped Marsh entirely, went straight to Crescent Lake and got the ship. And that is how we have what you see here.
Okay. Manticore's out of this box and Canaria locked. I think if he gets reasonable turn order, he might be able to take these down, because they're not hitting really hard. And they haven't shown any scripts yet. The one thing that kind of confused me is, and maybe you can help me here, I watched Pizza skip over Dwarf Armory, which is going to be just a huge pile of goods. And we should also call out, White Magic over in level 2, you had Life 2, Fade, and Cure 2. These are really nice things. Fade sharing charges with Life 2 is a little bit concerning, but nice to see him early.
So a couple notes on what you just said. So skipping the Dwarf Armory, very understandable. The reason is you don't want to go all the ways down there and then either die to a monster in a box or have to come back with the TNT later. So that's probably why you skip that, and maybe you check it when you get the Adamant or the TNT, right? There's like future triggers to do that. And then from the other perspective, I missed my point.
I think we may be getting some restocks on some things, and he's gonna go back to finish off the armory.
No, I remember what it was. It was level 2 White Magic, Fade, Cure, Fade, and things. So that's an interesting decision because now your White Mage has Fade, which is obviously awesome. But your Red Mage actually has all the spells that it could really need, so your White Mage kind of becomes redundant, which makes it a really interesting decision on whether you want to keep your White Mage up or not. I think the way it works out is that if you're going Fighter, you want to keep your White Mage up. If you're going Black Belt, you're likely to just 2-man with your Red Mage and your Black Belt. That's what my guess is, but we'll have to see what these decide to do.
Yeah, based on everything here, I don't think Pizza's bringing his White Mage back up. He's left it down for quite some time.
Okay, Pizza...
Salad. Oh, that's a snack, so that's Ruby equivalent.
What happened to Pizza? Did he wipe again, or did he just purposely go out and save?
No, he purposely went out and saved. He ran into 2 monsters in a box, took out the Manticores, then got a huge pack of Arachnids, got a lot of levels, so he was probably fearing another monster in a box and didn't want to lose all that, because he obviously lost a bit of progress to those Bane rules. So he might be a little gun-shy.
Yeah, so Assuming this adamant does not lead to the floater, we're in divergent but very even straights. Krelen done a little bit more exploration, done a few extra fetches. Pizza finished marsh. That's basically the difference at this point. Because now, if this adamant is the floater, then that could be really, really good news for Pizza, because Pizza just doesn't have to go to Crescent Lake to pick up the ship. But anything else, yeah, Oxtail, and you're going to need the ship to get out of the inner sea unless, you want to dive ice. So I think we're going to see some fairly convergent routing soon.
Pirates taken care of over on Pizza's side. Now, the early tail is very interesting because when you have a party and right now we don't know. Oh, we got the key item in Canary, didn't we? I'm not
Yes.
Canary. Provoke, was that Crystal?
Yeah, so we had Crystal to Crown to Adamant, all in a chain.
Yep.
And then that Crystal to Crown to Adamant leads to the Oxtail.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, for the Oxtail is an important idea in this flag set because the Oxtail opens up C, but not only that, it kind of has a double, strategically, of making the Onrak continent single dippable for 2, maybe 3 key items, right? Because we haven't found our shop item yet. So I think that's getting pretty tempting to go down there. But we'll have to see what our runners decide to do. Oh, sorry. So Crystal was the shop item. We found a tail on Biggie.
We found the tail on Biggie. Now here's the interesting thing: the tail. Depending on who you focus on, is if that tail you're going to actually turn it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you want to have your strongest black belt, you don't promote them until 42. For plus the extra MDEF every single level, you get 3 MDEF per level for black belts, but you only get 1 MDEF per level as a master.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have, it's going to be a trade-off. If you happen to find all 3 ribbons within a reasonable time, maybe you do that because you don't need as much. You don't need as much of the walking ribbon known as the black belt 42.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're going fighter, you promote early, so you get quicker access to extra white magic spells, and then you obviously the quicker access to the higher spells for your white mage and or white wizard and or red wizard. It's a trade-off. Anytime you have a black belt in your party, tail you don't know what to do with it. Usually you don't use it for so long.
A big deciding factor might be fast. Now, you definitely don't need fast. Life is going to be, the more valuable thing here, but the red wizard gets access to a decent chunk of level 5 black magic, level 6 one level 6 black magic with promoting. So if fast is there, that could be a consideration. But yeah, as you said, if it's fighter comp, you just promote as soon as possible. Now, Krelen in Marsh, Pizza. Now, we do have to keep in mind that Pizza's actually been doing things quite a bit slower this turn and change, just taking longer because of the lack of ship, right? So that is a little bit of an advantage that Krelen had, but Krelen just a little bit behind on exploration to begin with, so very even race between our 2 runners at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have Key obviously here in Marsh. We have Bridge in Northwest Castle. So what's our third loose in the chest? Or would we have one?
What do you mean by third loose in the chest?
Well, I'm trying to think. We have 2 loose in the chest. I'm trying to remember if there's another one off the top of my head.
2 loose in.
Okay, so we obviously what we're picking up out of chest. We get the key. Okay, we get the key. I thought there was one more, but I could be mistaken.
Oh, there was the bridge. The bridge is the only true loose item in the game, right?
Right.
It was the Northwest Castle. So yeah, so that was the quote unquote loose item. But for Krelen, it doesn't matter. For Pizza, it actually saved a ton of time. So picking up that bridge was a big deal for Pizza. Warp level 4, interesting, because that does make ordeals more tempting play.
We just found something very delicious. We found an Agama tile in Bottom Marsh that Krelen knows about, but Pizza doesn't. And the Agma's dropped the black belt, so now he's already naturally boosting his fighter. Oh no, he's bringing it back up.
Yeah,
He's just gonna be behind a little bit, but You got 2 Fade Casters. We've had a party of 3 Agmas and then a party of 2. This is a really nice chunk of experience. Really nice chunk.
D Jones asking in chat, what did Astos drop? Astos dropped the Adamant, which led to the Oxyale. So Pizza, though, going to go pick this up. And yeah, I think your point on the Agama is really interesting. Now, I have very badly underestimated Agamas in the past, and that they do a lot more damage than you think, because they're usually like a traditional like grind. But this, you know, really great for getting some whole party levels. Is this the grind that Krelen's going to use for his black belt? I'm not sure, but this is a great way to make Monster in a Box a lot safer. So if I'm Krelen with Ice 3 and Fade, oh man, it's super, super good.
Oh yeah, those Ice 3s were rolling some really nice, and they're hitting hard enough that you're taking your characters mostly down to their limits, but then the fighter is soaking up quite a bit of it, so the fighter's doing all right. The thing is, he's definitely got to, and he gets to swap that Flame Shield for an Ice +1. Very nice. That's the actual thing behind the. So okay, so he got levels 14 across the board and then 13 for the black belt. That's not a bad place to be early on for Krelen.
No, Krelen, I really like these early levels for Krelen. So something, you know, as I've been practicing Monster in a Box and the round of 64 flags, it is huge to have some early levels. It just makes everything so much safer. So big fan of Krelen getting those levels, and Krelen also getting to leave and just go turn in that ruby, basically. Or I guess key first. Yeah, key first, and then going to be turning in that ruby. So you saw Krelen almost forgot, but Krelen's like, nope, I remember Canary Lock is in place, and going to go turn that in. Now, Pizza has a bit of a different decision. Does Pizza go Ice?
I'm one of the crew that will do hashtag Ice Nope for a while, because Ice can bring you so much pain just naturally. There's a lot of different monsters in there that can roll a ton of different scripts. It's more unpredictable. But with this kind of a set, I actually would be delaying Ice, because you can always come back to it really quickly if you do find the floater. The floater, then get get your airship right afterward. You called out that we have Oxyale, so that's a single weight. You can single dip the Onrak Continent, especially with these kind of levels that Krelen has. You can go down there and make a play into C, and that would be reasonable. I would be doing that before Ice, because if you come back with better levels, you can essentially, you know, I'm doing air quotes here, go mode Ices. You don't have to constantly be looking for, you don't have to be constantly checking all the tile, because you now know where a really good Agama tile is.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think I'm actually on the other side. I would have done Ice here only because I have Warp, Exit, Fire 2, and Fade. Like, I think I have the tools for it, and I've been playing a lot of Seeds where I end up in floaterless go mode. So I would actually do Ice into Volcano, and then like open no boxes in Volcano, and then go and do the Ruby turn-ins and things like that, just while I'm here anyways. But I think leaving is totally reasonable as well. So yeah, everything here makes sense. Now, Pizza is doing Ordeals before Ruby turn-in. That's interesting.
Okay, gets the Quad X off on that Gorpede. Doesn't hurt to do that. Alright, he's 11 going into Ordeals. That's not a bad place. Krelen, though, is interesting. Krelen's going to check the Keylocks in Toph 1.
Oh yeah, I like this play. Ooh.
That's a delicious tile.
Maybe delicious. Let's see how much HP they have. Ooh, they have very little HP. Under 200 HP, I think.
I take this for a bit.
This looks
4,600.
Tasty. Yeah. I really want to just say, after 25 minutes here, we're in like this is a very like high level of parity between these two runners. Krelen has a little bit more grind tile information. Pizza has a small exploration lead, but Krelen has better levels, so, you know, advantages for both runners. Now, which one's going to pay off? It's hard to tell, but it's interesting for sure. Krelen gonna take this on again. I mean, you can't blame him, and gonna check some extra chests while he's at it, but
yeah, he's gonna need some. Okay, so you got turn order off of. Okay, so they're under 172. That's the only
Mhm.
direct knowledge I have here. But wow, yeah, 4,600 a pop. He's already. Oh, ouch.
Oh,
It's Hunter Box right behind a spike, but
another enemy that's weak to ice.
yeah, that was really nice. They have Dark Touch. I thought for a second that was Poison Touch, but not too bad. Yeah, he's got some serious levels.
Now, I did want to point out, Pizza picked the herb up in the first chest in Ordeals, like in the link chest. Herb turned into the loot, but reset out of the herb turn in for the loot, so going straight to the on-rack content. Now, I do like this, but I'm still surprised that Pizza didn't turn in the ruby. I know the ruby's not the fastest thing in the world, but like, if that's the floater and Krelen just goes straight to the ruby, that could be huge.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Krelen looks like he's going back and he's taking this grind. Yeah, I think this is a good idea. He had a spare house. He's got a couple of extra. He's gonna get a bunch of extra casts here. You take this.
Yeah, I want Krelen to make a decision here on whether it's a 3-person fighter grind or a black belt grind. But like, I feel like this is just a black belt grind. But we'll have to see what Krelen decides to do. Getting your whole party up to like early 20s, totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
But when does Krelen start letting his characters die off? That's a big question here.
We got some nastiness over in Waterfall. we have Gasties doing actual gassy things to you. Not getting very far. I'm trying to watch over here so far. If Krelen whatever Krelen decides to do on his grind, he's gonna need some additional help with that black belt, because they are hitting pretty hard.
Mm-hmm. Now this is a location which is okay. This is a black belt commitment, which I think is a good call. This is a relatively safe location. Now it's not 100% safe, but getting out is pretty good. If that makes sense. Like, you're only one floor in. It's not that hard to get out, so you can save relatively frequently. But this tile is giving over 16,000 EXP per take. It's pretty good.
Yeah, but these red dragons are deciding to back roll the freaking black belt rather than, touch his top people. Mm-hmm. They're not playing nice here. Yeah, but as you see, they're doing some pretty strong one hits. But it looks like the black belt's actually right now able to one shot them. They're somewhere in the 150 hit point range. That is pretty weak. Oh, a little bit above 150. So they're probably we're probably saying around 160.
Yeah, it's because this black belt with the hit percent blessing has already got its extra hits, right? So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's doing some nice work here.
So Krelen definitely taking the little bit like slower, steadier approach, but we'll have to see if that ends up paying off. The more Pizza wipes, the better off Krelen will be. But if Pizza just doesn't wipe and gets all the exploration done, then finds a grind later, Pizza's going to be in a little bit of an advantageous position.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have a progression item, we have Chime. One thing I'm noting here is Pizza is not opening a lot of boxes. So there's a couple of things that are going on. He's going to be deficient on equipment unless he's planning on opening boxes elsewhere. But he skipped, he obviously skipped all of Ordeals outside of the first chest. He looked like he skipped I don't know if he did or not. I think he skipped a bunch of the other chests in Waterfall. But he also might be a little bit skittish about his levels. He's only around 13.
Yeah, I mean, Pizza is the person who drafted the black belt. You got to think that Pizza wants to play black belt here. But, currently keeping the fighter up just because the black belt doesn't do anything yet. So, we'll have to see what Pizza's intention is. But yeah, opening less boxes kind of is soft committing to the black belt. But, if Pizza spikes Samasa, it could very easily just be like, okay, bye black belt, no grinds happening.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have Red Mage down on Krelen's side, so he's partway towards his grind, and those red Ds are hitting really hard, so this should not be too much longer. Okay, he's got 2 down.
So this is where things get a little sketchy. Because this is, 3 rounds of 3 rounds of combat.
So it looks like we're just gonna throw some invis too to give that give him a little bit of buff. You can see the red dragons already want to play with that black belt.
And yeah, that's a lot of damage. I don't think this fight is winnable with 4 characters. With 4 red dragons and only a single black belt. I think you're just gonna die every time. So you just need to save frequently, which slows down the grind, but makes it is still doable.
Okay, I'm looking back over at Pizza. He's in C. Is he checking the chest on the way? Is he checking TFC floor?
I think so. I think it's just like checking the chests, a couple of the chests on the way. Oh goodness. Oh, he got a clutch miss. Needs turn order. Go, Krelen. Okay, good enough. Time to leave. Heal with some cabins. Level 25. This grind is going to be quite slow, I think, just because of the amount of healing required.
Yeah, they're hitting hard. You're gonna need a bunch of misses.
I think this is just death. I don't think you survived this.
Yeah. Oof. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can catch over what's going on Pizza's side. So he is doing a bunch of checks, obviously, here. He's trying to find whatever comes out of C.
So we have people in chat talking about... Ooh.
There
okay,
it is.
We'll get to that in a second. So we have some people in chat talking about black belts taking off armor. So black belt gets absorbed equal to their level. So it just depends on how much absorb it currently has. If it has a pro ring and a decent bracelet on, it's probably better. If you don't, then the natural absorb is going to be better. And as the black belt gets into the 30s, that's probably just going to be better all the time. Now, Masa -1. That's really good news for Pizza, I would argue.
Yeah, I think this is I'm giving this grind to the fighter. You hand it over. Well, actually, you can still use that Masa -1 on that black belt for a little while if you want.
Yeah, but I think this just becomes the most common 2-man black or fighter red mage comp. Take all the fights as you go. You can give the red mage the Masa, or the fighter can swing it, and just 2-man your way, never grind. That's what 100% would be going through my mind right now. Now, maybe Pizza is only comfortable with the black belt, so that's going to be the decision. But as soon as I picked up that Masa -1, I would probably be moving my black belt to position 1 and saying, you can die now.
Or you can sneeze fakes, stun your entire party. Ugh. They pop up in frequent packs, and it's just gonna be there's a nice hit. They may do the work for you.
Ooh, glare too.
Yeah, these sea snacks are not fun.
Yeah, our tracker Nightmare Phoenix Knight pointing out correctly though, no ribbon, which as kind of glare just put the fear of everything into us. Maybe a ribbon is still kind of an important part of the puzzle. Also, Krelen could very easily miss that Masa if Krelen just does all the grind first and goes Kraken side first, right? Because if you go Kraken side first, which you do if you think you can kill Kraken, then Krelen's just not going to find that Masa, and it's going to be a black belt comp anyways, so... Kind of interesting divergence just based off what our runners are checking first.
Alright, so Pizza's checking things, not taking monster in a box, just looking for the easy finds. Oh, we have a TFC sighting.
Yeah, not unless Pizza's armor is full, not taking monster in a box is a little bit risky because you could have skipped the white shirt or the power bonk, which would be the incentive item in this dungeon.
But right here, what he's doing right now, obviously, this is a very good grind to take. Anytime you see a big eye, and they usually come with Gersharks, yeah, this is a nice walking one to find.
Okay, does the TFC floor have the item? To be determined. So once again, yeah, Pizza running. I'd be very curious. I did not see Pizza purposely fill up his inventory, so could be getting burned here on a white shirt or power gauntlet, which is an incentivized item, but can be behind Monster in a Box.
Krelen is back to the grind. Okay. It looks like he just wanted to heal up. He may have done some item shifting. It's reasonable turn order on this 2-pack, but again, as you mentioned, on a 4-pack, it's gonna get dicey.
Yeah, 2-packs almost impossible for Krelen to die. 4-packs almost impossible for Krelen to live if it's down to a solo black belt. So now that being said, these red dragons are worth a ton of EXP. So keeping the red mage up or the white mage up is a legitimate play, at least until the black belt gets a little bit more absorbed. But looks like Krelen's just committing to killing that white mage off, potentially.
Some pretty bad damage rolls on that last fade. Like, everything comes out at 90.
Okay, so real super pleb, pointing out that because Krelen picked up the gold bracelets in pro rings, that black belt now has a ton more absorb, which is why it's surviving a lot better, so I guess that is the plan here.
Okay. That's reasonable. Yeah, with that kind of roll up, you're going to be in better shape.
This black belt also got a little bit higher level before going down to solo, which is also helping, right? Like this black belt's 27 now. Not that it helps the absorb, but it does help the HP calculation. Still sketchy here.
Yeah, we're in the 40 to 60 range right now. I'm hoping he's doing some math in his head. Okay, he got turn order. And he happened to nail the one that hadn't attacked yet, which is always a bonus. I'm hoping he's doing the math here because, if he's going for MDEF, yes, you want 42. If he's not, then he can stop early. And where did we figure he could end off 20% higher? What, 35, 36 was?
Yeah, I think it's 7 levels, so I think it's 35. Someone typed it in chat earlier, so... Yeah. 35 is going to be pretty reasonable, though. You're not going to be quite... Oh, 36, okay. Yeah, it's not going to be quite ribbon, but it'll be pretty close, so...
And then, if you get it early enough, you'll take enough walking in other fights where you'll probably get to, your high 30s, unless you, happen to run into our favorite robot chicken overlord and get a bunch there. We shall not speak his name, so we do not curse them later. But that being said, there's a lot of time being sunk into this. So clearly he's committed and he's in a better shape, but what that is doing over on Pizza's side is it's allowing Pizza to find a bunch of things.
Now Pizza, speaking of sinking a bunch of time into things, these snakes have trance. It is not a good time, but Pizza's levels are okay. So if Pizza can get out of this alive, things are going to be looking up. And once again, Pizza does not need to do a fighter grind here. He can just take fights as he goes. Finding the TNT in the early Sharknado check too.
And he does also find an XCal -1. So if he decides to go and turn that in, he has 2 very nice endgame swingies. Based on the way he's not doing anything with his party, I think he's committing just to the 3. I think he's committing to the 3-person party. Based on what I'm seeing right now, at least 2 of them are going to be doing a lot of swingy damage there.
Oh no! These sea snakes with trance are just atrocious. Gets away though. Okay, that's big. This red mage has life.
Yeah, I think that's why he's not freaking out just yet. We haven't seen anything. Oh, I wouldn't have taken that chest after... Oh, warp strats. Very nice.
Okay, on to Kraken. What is the Kraken plan? I think it's probably just Masa and Fade, but we're a little short on evasion. We could go Invis too. We'll have to see. Turn your attention over to Krelen's screen. Now, Krelen has been saving frequently, so this is not a disaster, but definitely still occurring.
Oh, yeah. These are some rough snacks. Oh boy. Yeah, we're getting some pretty. The damage isn't in the hundreds, but they are still. I'm seeing a couple of them. A couple of these pops from these red Ds are hitting in the 90s. You're probably getting through one fight. Oh, he lost some bunch of progress. He just got 29. He was back in the 30s when I last looked. So he lost at least probably 5 minutes of grind.
Yeah, this is a big investment by Krelen on this tile. Okay, Pizza onto Kraken. This Kraken is by no means free. So, interesting decision. I'm surprised the black belt's not in slot 1, but the black belt does. Okay. Never mind. White mage coming up. That makes sense.
Okay. Not as much of a meat shield, but that's a big old punching bag. So let's see what Kraken does. Kraken do Kraken things.
Medium Krakenness. Pretty evasive, but the fighter with the Masa gets through.
Oh, meanwhile, over on Krelen's side, we had a really close call on his black belt. I hope he goes out and saves. Alright, 2 hits, 76 from that Masa, 372, not a lot of damage. Heal pot strats? Okay. That white mage has... does that white mage have some charge? No, it doesn't. Okay. We don't have a lot of... Oh, we did. Nice crit goes through.
Yeah, the Masa, a pretty solid strategy there, but that was a little touch and go. A little bit touch and go overall for Pizza in Sea Shrine, but does get through, kills a fiend, gets the key item. So I mean, all told, things going well for Pizza here. The one thing that could really favor Krelen here is that if Krelen just goes to the Ruby turn and it's the floater, because like if that happens, not to say that what Pizza has done is a time waste, because you know likely people need to clear that anyways, but it does mean that. You know, Krelen will be able to be flying while Pizza is sailing, and that's a lot of time save.
Ooh, Cure 4 on White 5. Okay.
Yes. So the Cure 4 was in slot 2, I believe, right? So that's going to be Red Wizard only. Yeah, slot 2. So Red Wizard learnable. Life only White Mage learnable there. Heal 3 also only White Mage learnable, but with Cure 2 at level 2, not a big deal. Is there fast? There is Nuke.
Not bad, but you know, eventually, you know, obviously we can't do anything right now because we have no clinic in Melmond. Thank you, Vampire. Let's see. We got 2 checks that are going to give us some insight at the same time. So we have Ruby, which obviously there's no incentivized item here in Titan's Trove. Sarda's what we're looking for. But then we have TNT on the other side. Let's see who gets there first. Okay. Cube.
Remember how I said a lot of these tend to feel like floaterless go mode? Well, Pizza is a rod away from floaterless go mode, and it could just be in ice or it could be in sky. Now, one of ice or sky or Sarda will be the floater as well, but floaterless go mode does absolutely occur. So the floater allows you to get the airship, which locks 2 key items, the slab and the bottle. In this case, we only found the bottle, so the slab might just be the bottle, for example. But the floater is not required in a decent chunk of these seeds.
There's our first ribbon.
Okay.
That is nice to have. Put that on your red mage. And we have a vanilla rod.
Okay, so floaterless go mode is it. The dungeons you need to clear to win this flag set are Ordeals, Waterfall, Sea. Ice and Sky are not required.
Mm-hmm. So if you get along the way, great. If you don't, well, it's just a lot of slow sailing. Also of note, until we found, obviously, that ribbon, there was next to nothing in Dwarf Armory. So my whole, oh, why didn't he go check Dwarf Armory earlier, wouldn't have paid off. However, now that you have one, it makes a big difference. Okay, Pizza doing the burn off, and going to get a long run over to Sarda.
I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty aggressive by Pizza to put off Ruby, instead going to Sea Shrine and full clearing it. Not a bad play at all, but just like as I said, aggressive play. In this case, it's not gonna hurt at all. Now, what I want to see Pizza do here is go and clear Rodlock. Go and clear Earth while he's here. Because with floaterless, you want to kind of clear things as you're going. Pizza also has the bridge, which makes Matoya Dock a very viable play to get into Toph, which means you can go something like Earth to Volcano to Sky to Matoya Dock to go into Toph.
Mm-hmm. Okay, looking at Krelen's side, he's on the Onrak continent, but he is... Okay, looks like he's gonna... Yeah, he's rezzing, gonna bring up everybody. Let's see, I'm hoping he goes... Yeah, it looks like he's going back. He's gonna do what? Well, I thought he was gonna go back to Waterfall, but maybe just doing some checks.
Checking on rack for that nothing. I mean, the white magic is worth checking. Black magic is unlearnable for his party. Yeah, okay, Pizza gonna make the Earth play. Now, I think this is the Earth play, but he may check the Spike Tile while he's here, but... Okay, Spike Tile's first.
Yep. As we all... Ooh. What? If that's a frequent... Oh, we got big eyes with a wall.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's not... If that serves up a 4-pack more often than not, then that is a very delicious... that's a delicious pack. And they're not hitting horribly. But they are rolled up really high hit points. Looks like we're north of 500 on those big eyes.
Yeah, but not doing too much.
No. 3 people. You got a 3-person party with a full 4-pack platter with 7,500 experience. Not terrible.
No, not at all. Yeah, I think overall, like, our runners with different advantages, but in pretty good shape overall. I would not be unhappy with either person's position.
Okay. Krelen gonna give us a sneak peek to some of the chests that Pizza did not do in Waterfall. Nothing going there. Robot being a little bit obstructionist. Oh, there was that Vorpal. Vorpal -1. I think that makes a couple people sad. However, Gershoks have fire too, and the fighter has been danned. Does he bring it up over on Pizza's side? Doesn't look like he's going to.
Okay, this is a little bit surprising to me, but not on... So, Pizza picked Red Mage Black Belt. The plan was to go for a Black Belt grind. He has a ribbon and a Masa -1, so he could have chosen not to, but if he's committing to this Black Belt grind because he believes this tile is good enough, which it is, that's going to let Krelen claw back some time, especially if this exact thing happens, which is Krelen's going Kraken side first. So Krelen gets to skip all of Mermaids, and that Masa just doesn't matter, right? We have a 30-something black belt.
Yeah. We'll have to confirm next time we see any sort of level up on his side.
Based off the HP totals, but with the minus vitality, I would guess it's like 34. But we'll see. I think mid-30s is likely, though.
Mm-hmm.
Thundercloud saying without fast power bonk to support that Massa, this is a good call. Yeah, I don't disagree with that, especially because it's floaterless go mode and you just found a tile. Yeah, fast is Red Wizard learnable, but it's locked. So the grind may just be faster and safer, and this grind is not bad.
Okay, looking over on Pizza's side, looks like we have another little little lag hiccup. So we'll see what goes on. Based on the amount of time we're kind of frozen, may obviously delay watching where he is on levels and so forth.
Yeah, so Krelen doing the kind of more common routing, not doing Sharknado first, but in doing so is going to lose a little bit of time to Pizza. We'll have to see if he picks up an important item though, like the defense or a ribbon in some of these chests. Pizza done with the grind.
And he brought up the fighter. Probably for
Okay.
refill purposes.
Interesting. Okay, there's the TNT for Krelen. Gonna go check some more boxes though.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and he's finding the joys of these sea snacks right now. Not fun.
Pizza with like a little bit of a split strat, which is like my black belt is high enough level, and my fight knight is high enough level, but neither is especially powerful. Knight doesn't have temper or fast. Black belt only on the 8-hit breakpoint, but with less damage, absorb, and HP than normal.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so Pizza's going. It looks like Pizza's going straight for Lich. We're not. It looks like he stopped checking.
Yeah. I don't think items will solve Pizza's problem. Like Thunder was mentioning in chat, what Pizza needs. I mean, a defense sword would obviously help, but it is very much get the floater and promote to help the fighter, or get the power bonk to help the fighter. Krelen, with a little bit higher level party across the board, having more luck with those sea snakes for sure.
Alright, we're gonna try Bane strats off that red mage.
Red mage doesn't have much else to do. Black belt punches. I was gonna say should get the job done, but I guess not.
Yeah, they had to roll down that, or took a couple misses there.
Oh, many misses. I mean, that should have been an 8-hit black belt likely, or at least a 6-hit black belt, and dodging most of them.
Yeah, Kraken's dancing on the floor tonight. Yeah, you might as well just keep throwing the Bane. Alright, Faye comes out, 312, nice damage roll there. Alright. Sushi is served.
So Pizza with on the second orb lighting, and Krelen on the first.
Mm-hmm. Main difference is Krelen has a few more levels. The exploration is a bit more in favor in Pizza's side, though. Also, Pizza, let's see here, reset out. He knows where loot is, which is at Prince. So technically he's in go mode. He's officially in no mode. He knows where everything is. Krelen is obviously still searching for a couple more of those key items.
Looks like we got a little stream hiccup here on Krelen's side as well. No, this is the volcano play. Okay, I was gonna say this is spicy, but this is the volcano play.
Yeah,
it's like
I thought for a second, I'm like, is he going ice?
Yeah. I was thinking the exact same thing, but no, this is the volcano play. This is the floaterless go mode play that I was kind of referring to earlier. Yeah, this makes sense. Then you go to Sky, and then you finish off with Matoya locked to Toph.
Yep, we are straight through.
Did Pizza pick up the loot?
He saw it, but he reset out really quickly.
Sorry, I mean...
Yeah, that's been... He knows where it is.
Yeah, he didn't go back and pick it up though after clearing Earth.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that could be a memory hole that Pizza could, if Pizza does Earth to Sky and then tries to go to Topher, we could see the loot coming into play here, because it's a really, really common mistake where you memory hole the fact that you reset out of something.
Yeah, we have an excessively long freeze on Krellen's side. We're about a minute and a half in.
Yeah, well, it'll be fixed up when it's fixed up, so we'll see where Krelen is at the moment. Meanwhile, Pizza just going through Volcano, not really too much to say. We're about an hour in, so I'll say once again, my name's Jat. I'm joined here in the booth by John, and you're watching Spring Tournament 2021 Round of 64 edition. This is the Final Fantasy Randomizer, where we take all the key items, we take all the spells, all the scripts, and everything, shuffle it all up in a big bag and pull it out, and what you get is this. Interesting flag set here, an interesting seed. Krelen going for early levels kind of throughout in the early game. Meanwhile, Pizza going for exploration, and you can see here that Pizza's got a pretty solid exploration lead. Also has an extra ribbon and a massa, but does not have a black belt with extra hits. So Pizza kind of going with the more spread out approach, with the fighter and the black belt both being somewhat powerful, but not super powerful. Krelen much more all in on the black belt, but we'll have to see which strategy prevails. But yeah, Pizza 3 orbs lit, an hour into the seed, moving fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do have Earth lit over on Pizza's side, so he is one down. Hopefully, as you mentioned, that memory hole, I hope he remembers where loot is before he gets halfway down Topher and says, oh, I can't unbreak this, I cannot break this plate. Oops, and has to exit out, go, and that's a whole about, minute and a half, time. Actually, getting all the way down, there's probably a 2.5 minute sync if you have unlucky turn order and any number of jumps and whatnot. So I'm hoping he remembers to go do that before he dives Topher.
Yep, I'm a little concerned, but we'll have to see. I'm just looking at Krelen's stream right now on the other channel, like on its official channel, and it's Krelen just cleared Ordeals, so gonna be picking up that loot, which is of course important here, and should have the knowledge for floaterless go mode at that moment as well. The cube was... just checking our tracker, Nightmare Phoenix aside, TNT. TNT was C, which he got, so he just needs to turn it in. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming he turned that in already, actually. And after clearing Ordeals, this is going to be his floaterless go mode as well.
Yeah, robot with chime. So what we do not have now, we obviously, to catch everybody up, we do not have our airship because we have not found floater. So we cannot check bottle. We cannot go to Lufane. We also do not have slaps. So we're in, as Jet described, we're in floaterless go mode. So lots of boating, lots of slow time. Pizza is having none of any of the checks. No Mirage 1 or 2. We are going straight, looks like we're going straight to Tia. Based on what I'm seeing here, it looks like he's going to leave this fighter on the ground for a little while, but oh, Waters with Lit 3, that is kind of painful. Gets out of there just off that spike tile, very lucky.
So yeah. I like this strategy from Pizza going down to the 2-man grind, trying to go a little bit more all in on this black belt.
If he's going to do this 2-man grind, he should flip that Masa over onto that red mage.
Yeah, I agree with that actually, but I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference, but I think maybe just had the exact same thought. Yep, there he goes.
Galaxy Brain, hey, connected with you, Pizza. I think he realized that when he started swinging, he realized, oh, that sword is a little bit fatter than the one I need to be using. There we go.
Okay, we're getting some updates in chat. Thanks, chat, for keeping us honest. Krelen also in Mirage and finding a ribbon. Also, Krelen full clearing Mirage. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think with... interesting, yeah. It's, ooh. Yeah, so the stream is frozen, so we're just needing to get that caught up on the restream side. But Krelen is still running and is still running successfully. Obviously, we have individuals who are keeping track on his individual stream. So I'll help keep an eye on Pizza. Chat, yeah, looks like you're keeping a good eye on the chat. So what we're seeing on Pizza side is, ooh, we have one of the two little robots have toxic. And I think he may.
Ooh.
Pizza has one of the ribbons, but I'm not sure. I think he has it equipped on one of his dead people.
Yeah, this is time to move the ribbon for sure. Yep. Wait. Yeah. Okay. There we go. This is getting scary. Very scary. Also, Pizza not healing there.
And those nachos they are beefy nachos. That was a 649 hit, and that did not take one down.
Luckily, not hitting super hard except for the crit. But this is some scary business for Pizza. Bridge of Destiny, ambushing heirs, ambushing Warmech. We are running Python here. And it looks like Restream has rejoined. We're getting the stream back. And yeah, we're just getting propped up and we'll be good to go. So we appreciate your patience as we get things set up again. But some, oh wait, I'm seeing Mirage on Pizza's screen.
I think
yeah, Pizza.
He wiped.
So Pizza's very well known in the community, and especially in like the newer player community, for going very, very fast, but playing a little bit recklessly, I guess. And this is no heal pots, just black belt, you know, biting him in the butt a little bit and really letting Krelen back in the game a little bit, because Krelen's taking a bunch of time opening extra boxes, but Krelen has a lot safer of an approach.
Mm-hmm.
And we're back, so thanks a lot to SpeedGaming for getting us back online, and we get to enjoy the rest of the race. So what you missed, Krelen did ordeals, got the loot, went into Sky, and that's what you're seeing right now. Pizza, on the other hand, was on Sky 4 and wiped with just a solo black belt, so some sketchy business all around. Pizza with a 2-orb lead, as Pizza has killed Pizza's killed Lich as well. So Pizza with a 2-orb lead, but once again, Krelen with the much safer party at this point. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens.
Yep, get that. Okay, so we are all marked up. Yes, this is the party that gave Pizza the trouble, because one of these fine robot fellows, which is this one, the sentries have the toxic.
Was that through a ribbon?
No, the ribbon is not on the fighter. The ribbon right now is on the red mage.
Well,
that was what happened last time. The toxic did go through a ribbon.
Yeah. Okay.
That was terrible luck.
Yeah, 3 and 256, about 1%.
Oh.
Krelen, though, really continuing to full clear Sky. This is a really expensive full clear. Yes, you might end up with the floater, but you just don't need it, right? Like, Pizza with the right approach here. We do not need the floater. We just gotta go.
Mm-hmm. Gotta go fast. But that, as you mentioned, that wipe by Pizza going a little too aggressively did let Krelen catch up. However, Krelen is wasting that time by checking next to everything.
Yeah, Krelen's looking for either a ribbon or a key item in here. But no, but he got a ribbon on
Oh, we got some nastiness. We have sorcerers with Blizzard.
Ooh.
But turn order saves us. And
oh,
the
goodness.
Oh yeah.
I believe sorcerers are on okay, floater on Krelen's side. How many more boxes are you opening?
No more. Don't check anymore.
Okay,
Oh.
yeah, Krelin's done.
Skip the greed.
We're Mr. Bus Driver asking, did Pizza forget about the loot? We're pretty sure Pizza memory hold the loot because he reset out of it. So that is definitely a cause for some concern here.
Okay. Luckily, okay, so Krelen has found the toxic sentries, but he has a full party, so he has more charges of life too, and only loses a black belt to the first encounter with toxic.
And we have both players on the Bridge of Destiny, both fighting our Hydras.
Mm-hmm.
So Pizza 2 orb lead, Earth and Fire done, but much lower level, and also maybe bonking into the loot plate still here.
Ooh. Bad turnover here. Ooh. That first sorcerer let off with the blizzard, and it was a little concerning, but they rolled really weak on hit points, so that was scary for a second.
Krelen done with levels, saying, you know what, I don't need to cast Ice 3 on these R-Hydras, and I can't really blame him. Pizza getting a lot of encounters. Pizza saying, you know what, I do want some levels. Come here.
So R-Hydras have Glance. Glance is stone, correct? I think so.
Glance will turn you to stone.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so... Alright, first comes out. A hits 299. We have Bane strats going out. Misses on that. Fade goes out for 141. It looks like we have the fighters just waiting.
Yeah, I think another thing that Krelen was looking for was a sword for the fighter that wasn't like, you know, flame -1 sword or whatever. Remember, only Pizza has the Masa.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Fade again. Fade going out. 296. Nice roll on that. 8 hits 502. Krelen has lit his second orb. So at 109.30, we have air. However, Pizza has lit his fourth orb. So let's see if Pizza is going to do what we hope he does and go back and get his loot. Krelen has the floater, so we...
Yeah, so Krelen is going to be able to clear Volcano and Earth relatively quickly, even though Krelen didn't proximity check it, just because we get the floater, right? So that was part of the reason Krelen decided to full clear. It would have been disastrous if Krelen picked up the Power Bonk there instead, which casts Saber, which is a good item, but not really what he needs. But finding the floater there is going to let him kind of clear those two dungeons a little bit faster. Okay, yeah, Pizza's... Unless we missed it, Pizza's... We're about to see a loot plate bonk here. Yeah. No, don't... No, you do not have time for this, Krelen.
Krelen is going to... He's checking... Oh, he's checking magic, and he's going to turn in bottle.
We want... So it's white shirt or power bonk, but it's extremely slow because it's likely to go through the slab too.
Mm-hmm.
Not 100% because the slab could be an ice, but...
So we have heal potion restocks. I'm guessing Pizza's doing the same thing. Okay. So he's
Pizza...
getting ready to go do his Topher dive, but we're gonna find out very quickly. Yep, the power. Okay, so the power bonk was off of Fairy. So then that means we have slabs in ice.
Into white shirt, yeah, which is the best case scenario, honestly, for Krelen. But Krelen needs to move right now. We need to go kill Lich, we need to go kill Carry, and we need to never look back. But looks like we're going promotion first. This does get fast, which is important. Okay, Pizza, I think, realized the loot problem.
Oopsie.
And now realizing the ship problem. Yeah, okay. We're going for a nice leisurely stroll around the inner sea. And by leisurely stroll, I mean your heart is pounding and you are swearing and bad things are happening. This happened to me on my, one of my very first duck seeds. I reset out of Crescent Lake thinking I'm like a vet and super, super, super smart and like, oh yeah, I don't need this yet. And then I totally memory hold it forever. So this is a feeling I am far too aware of, and it sucks. On the bright side, Pizza has remembered it, so... Oh, it looks like Krelen actually made the exact same play, reset out of the loot as well, but...
Oh, and so this entire time we thought he had it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Well, Pizza remembered it at the right time, which was obviously before he got all the way down to the necessary choke point. But...
Yeah, that does make the bottle play make way more sense. Which was just like, I need the floater because I don't know if I'm in go mode yet. Volcano will be extremely quick. Krelen is essentially an Earth Cave behind, but has, I would argue, a better party, like a more Topher-ready party than Pizza. So this is going to be a nail-biter here.
Ooh. Pizza stopping and picking up those delicious gold +3 Cheerios. That's endgame worthy. So it looks like Pizza is kind of slowing that whole go hardcore and saying, I need some defense, because you definitely do need some defense with this party.
I think Pizza's recognizing just the fact that nothing about his party is quite what you want it to be. I have a medium level black belt. It's okay. I have a fighter with a ribbon and a masa, but no temper and no fast and no power gauntlet, which is eh. I don't have lock, which is So I think Pizza's trying to up the defensiveness just a little bit, just to kind of make up for all those side notes.
Yeah, he's kind of in a, I would describe his party is a jack of all trades, master of none area, where he's got quite a bit of everything, but not the essential what you need.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and those levels are a little bit dicey. He's in his mid-20s.
I mean,
without those extra defensive things, he's got one ribbon.
Not only that, his white mage is level 4, so he has one life caster, and if that white mage goes down, that's bad news. Krelen can teach his night life, right? It's level 2. That promotion's pretty important.
Okay, so we have Krelen on his way to Earth. Obviously, full dungeon behind, but he's go-moding it. He's going straight down. One difference here is that one thing I have not seen Krelen do that we saw Pizza do quite frequently throughout the run is Krelen does not look to be utilizing any sort of encounter table manipulation. So he just ran straight in. So he's going, we saw that quite a few times with Pizza. He was manipulating it, getting those 2-3 encounters out of the way really fast. So a little bit of experienced intermediate versus slightly newer player difference. It starts to make a difference when you go up against other very more experienced people. That's where you start to see those time separations.
Yeah, it's much more important on the overworld than it is in the dungeon. Like, a dungeon like Earth is so long that it's going to loop back on itself anyways, but I agree. Like, Krelen has lost a little bit of time on encounter table manipulation, especially on the overworld throughout the seed. This race is a Topher wipe apart. That is the difference. It is Krelen in Earth, going to be killing Lich. Pizza's going to be on, like, Kraken-ish, maybe carry by the time Krelen kills Lich. And, yeah. Oh, yeah, also, Ordy pointing out in chat very, very correctly, Water Floor, I don't know who's scarier, Kraken or all the enemies there. Krelen having a little controller issues, I think, but there we go. Looks like it's back on track.
Okay, so we're just punching.
Yep. Hi, Lich. Bye, Lich. Oh, nope, still alive.
Yep.
500 to 750 HP.
Oh, he had a rub throughout. Oh, he did pick up Pro Ring, so we're fine. Okay, Lich 2 done.
Okay. Krelen onto Earth 4 of 5. This is, as I said, just once again, within a Topher wipe for sure. This is what you sign up to watch here on Speed Gaming 1 Spring Tournament 2021. I'm Jad. It's John. My co-coms, Nightmare Phoenix tracking tonight, Speed Gaming hosting us. Thanks for having us, and we're in Topher. Here we go. Carry fight coming up. Pizza's, you know, jack of all trades, master of none party. One really primary life caster, but that life caster has over 400 HP. We'll have to see what happens.
The one ribbon.
400 damage on Carry, up to 650. Carry with 700 HP, vanilla, so 700 to 1050.
We had damage poison from Carry, and that did a lot of damage to that black belt.
Yeah, Pizza though, this time with all the ribbons. So Carry goes down, Krelen on Lich. I haven't seen Carry terminated yet, but I'm sure Carry's dead.
Yeah. I don't think Carry lasted after that 8-hit 568.
Oh, wait, what? Was that a stun? No, the times are synced. Pizza pressed down and then got nuked? And then reset?
Ooh. That's an essential wipe?
What just happened?
I don't know.
Controller hiccup into pressing back onto Carry, and then Carry comes out with turn 1 nuke.
Oh.
And then it looked like he lit, but he reset. Was that just like a rage reset? Like that fight was still winnable.
There was enough of a hiccup there. I thought the last thing I saw on his side was his black belt 8 hits 568, 2 criticals in there. I'm like, that had to have taken out Carry. Must not have. Wow.
Oh, I see what happened. Okay, so mismenued and then didn't heal and then wiped on nuke. Oh no.
Yeah, Pizza's had a couple of missteps on this run that's giving Krelen a chance.
Okay, white mage down. Now that's not the end of the world. This red mage does have life.
They are within seconds of each other. They're both facing worm parties. Krelen, okay.
Krelen's slightly able to kill bosses slightly faster, but not necessarily safer.
Oh, yeah, but we know there's something very dangerous lurking in Carry's tool belt today. Oof. Krelen taking some extra swings.
Okay. Pizza on Lich. Krelen on the Lich floor. Lich not doing much. Now the big question, who sees turn 1 nuke out of Carry? That could be a huge decider here. Okay, Pizza through Lich. Krelen onto Lich. Now Lich, I'm gonna start with Gatekeeper number 1 Carry, because turn 1 nuke is no joke.
But the thing about Krelen's party is he has enough chunk to soak that up. I think all of his characters can actually take a full nuke and survive.
Yeah, so Krelen, what John means by that is that all of Krelen's characters over 400 HP, which is the max rule of nuke. So even if the absolute worst RNG occurs, Krelen will survive with all 4 of his party members. Of course, if he gets turn order the next turn, well, out of luck, but... okay. We are healing before Carry. Holy smokes.
They are essentially equivalent, and we have some...
Ribbon onto the black belt. I actually like that. That's Krelen playing for Krelen's win condition, which is not the knight. It is the black belt. The black belt needs to live. The white mage needs to live. So this making a lot of sense. Carry gone. Both runners through the seafloor. Who's going to get tranced by lobsters?
Both meeting that big old Gershark and Big Eye pack. No one has seen the Sea Snack pack yet.
Nope. Krelen taking a few extra steps, but doesn't look like it's going to punish him. Waters though. Lit 3 coming out.
Yuck. Oh no!
Pizza, I like the strategy for Pizza. Oh, goodness. Okay. White Mage still alive, gets away. Krelen's okay. Pizza exactly, fight going according to plan. Big hit from that Masa. Nuke coming out, swing coming out. Okay, Krelen all healed up. Nuke coming out. Kraken coming out with Blaze. Party okay.
Oh, sheesh. Krelen is not getting good encounter order. He just ran into a big old lobster pack that slowed you down. Okay.
Pizza onto the air floor. Krelen onto Kraken. Speed and power all the way. Ooh, power bonk once. Okay, that's not unreasonable. It's gonna take a little bit more time, but this means that Kraken's almost certainly going to die on turn 2, assuming it doesn't one-punch his black belt right now. Hits the fighter for almost nothing.
Yeah, not bad. 4 hits, 163 on that. That's the person you want to take that blow.
Okay, Pizza on to Tia. Kraken about to go down this turn, I think.
Yep, there we go.
Okay. Krelen about to hit the air floor. Pizza on Tia. 5 hits, 5 damage. This Tia's got some of Absorb. Remember, that's a Masa on a high level knight. Or on a medium level knight at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
Big swing. Ooh, this could be an opportunity for Krelen to catch up. Those extra levels on the black belt are going to be huge.
Yeah, Pizza's we were having some just string hiccups at the most interesting of times.
Okay, we're back. Looks like still on Tia. Party still mostly healthy. Red Mage down to 262, which is a little bit scary. Swings coming out on both sides. This fighter doing nothing on Krelen's side. Very little on Pizza's side. Pizza through, though. Krelen 2 turns away, I would say. This is going to be like within a minute on to Chaos.
Mm.
Yeah, Bert correctly pointing out, Power Bonk, very good here.
Yeah.
No
Ooh,
fast,
yeah.
no temper.
Tia is very absorby. Okay.
Krelen through.
Mm-hmm.
And Krelen took the fights earlier. Krelen in the lead for the first time in this seed.
Oh dear. Oh, this is the bad. Oh, and he's okay. Okay, he's gonna heal. Okay, yeah. You do those cure 4s. Okay, keep 2 in your pocket. No.
Okay. Heal! Ah! Okay, we're on to Chaos. Krelen making some decisions. Power Bonk's going to be huge here. Remember, we have no additional sources of buffing here other than that Power Gauntlet. Pizza has none of them. Fade coming out, though. Pretty low roll, but this black belt going to be the key. Pizza doing the same. Remember, also, Krelen did not get out any Invis 2.
Mm-hmm. Because Chaos decided to back row that White Wizard.
Pizza's White Mage not doing much of anything. Wall does come out, but Pizza's black belt not doing much damage. This is going to be 200 damage at a time.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Krelen hitting for 900. Fade comes out.
Oh, we got a stun on. Oh, okay. He bounced right back up.
Oh, Krelen's black belt's doing the damage. This is going to be the power bog making the difference here. There's almost no way Pizza. This black belt needs to go down on Krelen's side, or else Pizza's not going to be able to catch up. And there it goes.
Krelen has pulled it out. What is our official race time.gg time? Get your GGs intact. Or
Krelen, with 1 hour, 25 minutes, 52 seconds, has finished in first place. Crushing loss for Pizza here. Like, this is going to be, probably within a minute finish. Because, this fight is still very, very winnable on Pizza's side. Just, one unlucky zap through a ribbon, and then 2 just critical misplays. And that's the difference in a race this close. Welcome to spring tournament brackets.
Yeah. Oh, and we have Chaos doing Chaos things. We have a Red Mage down. We have Party is in dire straits. Black Belt down. Quadex goes out. Misses. Oh, the fighter pulls it out. Wow. It was a minute. Get your GGs out for Pizza.
Okay, and we have given both runners their invites, so they should be joining us soon. Wow, what a race! I feel like
This was okay. Overall, very well done race by both. But wow, yeah, just some critical choices at critical junctures. My gosh. And we are joined in the booth by Krelen. GG to you, Krelen.
GG. That was terrifying.
yeah,
Oh.
I think yeah, I like you played the much more consistent seed. Like you had kind of a set amount of time to finish, but you didn't take massive risks, and that ended up paying off for you here, I think.
Really, okay. This flag set is the worst. I had such a hard time practicing. This is actually the first seed I have finished on this flag set. I have been having nothing but issues, and I'm so glad I put in some practice.
Yeah.
Well, congrats to you then. That is a good time for your first finish to come in, and with a minute with a minute up. Pizza saying in chat he does not have voice, so he will not be able to join us for the interview. But he is engaging in the chat. So, Jad, if you want to catch up with Krillin, I'll watch for Pete to see if I can chime in from his things to the interview.
I mean, just for the VOD, I was just watching. Basically, Pizza Seg wiping out a sky tilted him a little bit, and then Topher was his fault. And unfortunately, that's kind of the nature of FFR, right? Because actually, the sky wipe would still have, Pizza would have won by probably 5 minutes if it was just the sky wipe, right? But then the loot and the carry double fight really was the
He told me about that.
Okay, yeah, you heard about that, Krellen? Yeah.
Yeah, he told me about that. I think I wasted probably 6 or 7 minutes going and getting the rod and then not resetting out. And I probably could have saved 6 or 7 minutes there. And I probably could have saved another 5 minutes if I wouldn't have died so many stupid times trying to do my black belt grind. That was bad. I'm so glad I kept trying to save. I'm glad I went and got that gold bracelet. It's like, oh, gold. Okay, let's go get it. That was critical for keeping him alive.
Yeah. We were kind of talking in chat. I think with B-side tiles, a lot of B-side tiles are actually 2-man grinds. Not to 42, but a 2-man grind just to have someone else to take a punch or two, right? And you were trying pretty hard after you hit 21, which is a very Agama style grind play. Okay, my black belt's 21, I could one-shot them, but those red dragons were very dangerous. I think your adjustment though to do the gold bracelets was solid though, and that did end up working, although you still did take 2 more costly ish wipes.
I think it was 3 or 4 actually. I mean, I got to 30 I think 3 times before I finally hit 32. Yeah, they were dangerous, but it was definitely safer than trying to do those Agamas. They hurt.
Yeah, for sure. Pizza mentioning in chat the don't grind the black belt plan, and yeah, we had Thunder mentioning earlier that without fast and temper and power bonk, that the black belt was probably the way to go. But if you could have gotten faster temper, then the black belt would have worked. But I mean, as you saw here, Pizza made it through Topher, and assuming he got the same luck on the rest of Topher on his first dive as his second, he would have won by 2-3 minutes, except for the mistake of double fighting carry and then the bad luck of getting first turn nuke the second time.
Yeah, that I kind of feel bad. I mean, I played against one of the best racers in this tournament, and I'm kind of happy that I won, but I also feel jilted. I would love to have a rematch off screen sometime or something. He is an amazing runner, and I am just blessed and very grateful to even be here.
Yeah, for sure. John, do you have any questions for our runners?
No, I was just gonna say, Krillin, that's extremely that is a very noble and that's very considerate thing to say of your runner. The partnership and the camaraderie there to offer and something like that always helps after a tough run, because yes, if I was in Pizza's spot, that sky wipe is definitely very, it's leaving a salt on the tongue right now, and it's like, ooh, you happen to do a little bit more. You did check a couple extra boxes. You were blessed with that extra ribbon that you found on a Mirage he didn't have. I think it was some of the decision making and then some of the luck. This Topher boiled down to luck. You had that extra ribbon, which did give you some mitigation, in a couple of spots for your party, which helped. But then, as we saw, you had Power Bonk, and that Power Bonk Master was doing Power Bonk Master things, and it came down to having more things, more swings and harder punches, and it was a good run. But there were a couple times, that you mentioned the grind in Topher, in Toph 1, when you found those red D tiles, was like, oh, they're very delicious. But then I saw how hard they're hitting, even on your, well-equipped fighter before you started to damn them for the grind. I was like, oh, which direction does it go? So,
yep. They fortunately, it got my guys up to a level where they would be able to survive around the 24-ish area, because I knew that I needed to make sure that my guys were going to survive. I knew I didn't have a weapon, and also a pizza had said that he had found the masa. I never found it. Do you guys remember? Do you have that written down where that is?
Yeah, it made a lot of sense that you didn't have the masa, and he did. He went in to see much, much, much lower level than you, so he did mermaids first, which is logical to get some levels. You went in much higher level. You did Kraken first, and Kraken side had a key. So I was almost certain that you weren't going to get the masa.
I almost 9 times out of 10 will go for mermaids first, but I love the mermaids, especially when you have that perfect sweet spot. But I knew that I was going to be trailing at some point, and I want to Hail Mary. That me skipping mermaids is rare.
And you skipping mermaids was the difference once again.
Mm-hmm.
It
starts to catch you up.
So maybe we'll just ask kind of, some final thoughts, but also just, looking forward to the tournament. I don't know if Pizza has anything that he wanted to add in chat, and I'll just relay it for the VOD, but maybe we'll start with you. Do you have any kind of final thoughts? I'm just trying to check the brackets really quick here.
We are on the final night of round of 64.
Yeah, who are you up against next? I'm trying to find. Oh, there it is. Up against Sci-Town. So, what are your thoughts on the next bit?
I have no idea. I actually don't know them. I'm probably gonna have to go and see if I can find some races that I can watch and pull a Wilkliosis and try and see if I can watch their stream if they do that, or watch some old races. I just don't know them. I'm still too new. I never expected to get this far in the first place.
There wasn't planning past Pizza. There was just, oh, it's Pizza. Okay, well, good tournament. But no, as you said, we mentioned that, Pizza, there were some mistakes that were made and some unlucky things that occurred, right? Like, it's always a combination of those. But you did play well enough to put yourself in a position where you could finish, right? You had the steady play, and it was a deserved victory, overall. As Pizza's saying there, GG's, good luck to Krelen, and I had a lot of fun making it this far.
I greatly appreciate it. That was absolutely terrifying. My hands were shaking. Oh, that was the other thing. I was so pissed. My controller is going in the garbage. I think I got something. No, I think I got something in my controller because I'm holding down and it was going to the right sometimes, and it just screwed up my steps left and right. I was so frustrated.
Yeah. I saw that in Earth. I'm like, that's not menus. That's controller input. My controller also doing similar things of late. Not fun. Well, with that, we will give SpeedGaming's channel back to them. My final thoughts: thanks again for Nightmare for tracking, SpeedGaming for hosting us, Krelen and Pizza for putting on an absolute barn burner race. It was lots of fun. My co-com's John, and with that, and if this at all looks interesting to you, please come check out tomorrow night on RPG Limit Break at 9 p.m. We are going to start the Duckling Bootcamp program specifically designed for new players to get in this game. Whether you played 25 years ago, last year, or never at all, now is the best time to get into the randomizer, so that way you can take part in our program designed exclusively or specifically for new players to get in. There's a great tournament at the end. I think most players who took part of it will say nothing but good things, and I would highly recommend checking it out. So that's my plug. John, I'll pass it over to you to take us out of here.
Yeah, as you said, Jat, thank you so much to Speed Gaming 1, or SG Prime as we love to say, for hosting us tonight. Thank you to the volunteers that helped come in and save us during the little hiccups here and there. Nightmare Phoenix for tracking, Krelen and Pizza for putting on a fantastic race. One that I could learn from too. As Jat mentioned, we have a duck derby literally going to start tomorrow. I'm sorry, not the derby, the boot camp starting tomorrow. Get to learn all these things. Jat mentions, if this looks fun to you, it doesn't matter if you played 25 years ago, 5 years ago, 1 year, or if you're literally seeing Final Fantasy 1 for the first time, come join us. My first time with Final Fantasy was about 30 years ago with the original NES cartridge, and I'm just getting into the randomizer, so it has something for everybody. Have a fantastic night. Y'all do fun things, and we will see you soon. Go fast and do awesome things. I don't know.
Go check out Speed Gaming 2. There's another great race going on there right now to finish off the round of 64. So have a good night, everyone.
Definitely.
We'll
Take
see you
care.
later.
everyone. Hope to
Bye-bye.
see everyone at the Duckling Derby.